What's going on, everybody? This is Super Robot Ed, and I just sat and watched the Transformers War for Cybertron 2-minute trailer that was on Netflix, and I want to do a dissection of it, not a real in-depth dissection. You can't review a trailer, people. How? You haven't seen the show yet. You're just looking at clips that are put together to get you excited to watch the show. But what we can do is a dissection of frames of the, in picture form, because we don't want to get dinged by Netflix. This is fair use. It's not the video, it's just pictures. And we want to discuss in those pictures what we're seeing. And it's going to be kind of quick because some scenes, they're just generic. We don't know what they're doing. But we're going to talk about it and we're going to get into it. And I'm ready to talk about it. So let's go. So starting with the first clip that I kind of saw, there's Prime in some type of energon handcuffs or some type of energy chains. And again, he's, looking, stoic as ever as Prime. But then it cuts to Elita 1 with Shockwave kind of in the shadow standing behind her. And I think this is one of those out of sequence ones because, of course, he hits her and then, he stands there and gives the Shockwave. I'm Shockwave to the camera. So, yeah, that's going to be something we need to look into. And, of course, the Quintesson. We knew the Quintessons are going to be there, but, it's great to see the Quintessons, because, of course, that lets us know. Hopefully they're going with the same lore that they are the creators of the Transformers, or better yet, the Cybertronians, and that would be pretty cool. You get a little bit more history. But again, we're only going to get 6 episodes. We got to see how it plays out. But, a better close-up of the face, it's very good. Looks, they basically use the toy models for the animation. So, like they said, you could pick up your toys. And it looks exactly like the cartoon. And always, I think that's really nice. And so, when we get to see the show, it's a few more weeks. We'll be able to see what's going on. And this part was funny because basically, the Quintesson called him the ugly one, and Bumblebee's like, "Oh man, don't call me ugly." That part was kind of funny, because it's B. And then they look like they're in some kind of, I guess, chamber, and they're connected to like a weird looking thing. But I guess they're chained up, so because they're being, guarded. And then Wheeljack here, he gives a nod to Prime, and I guess. They get ready to do an attack. You see Bumblebee still being held by those generic looking iron hides. And then Hound, he shoots off his missile. And I guess they start to make their attack. And of course, I show just a piece of Mirage, shooting off his missile. Then Prime is walking through a chamber. And he's got this thing on his back. And he's walking with Bumblebee. So I'm thinking that's some kind of way that they go to different worlds or something like that. Some kind of portal. Some kind of energon boom tube. Here we see a base. And I don't know if this is on Earth or not. But it's being guarded by a generic looking seeker that looks like Hotlink. But that's all I have at the moment. And then of course there's Chromia and Red Alert and Jetfire were having a conversation basically about fighting back. And Chromia was doing her thing where she's about to take a shot on somebody who was standing on a ledge. Like I said, I didn't want to, overcap it and, because getting flagged. Jetfire was flying around and he's shooting off the missiles at, somebody. I really can't tell. And then, of course, there was Elita 1 and, Red Alert says something about it's great to have somebody that can fly. So I think this happens before the whole shot with Shockwave. Then Optimus Prime is in some crazy looking land where you can see the stars, but there's a lot of fire raining down. And lo and behold, there's Nemesis Prime. And then there's someone talking about being free or something like that. He's trapped or something like that. But still, this caught my eye, so I really wasn't paying attention to what they were saying because I'm just like, yeah, Nemesis Prime. So I guess we'll get to see what that's all about. Then, of course, here we have Megatron and Prime having another fight, and they're getting into it. They were punching and kicking, and there's Cog there for some reason. Don't know why he's there. And then they show flashbacks, I guess, to Siege, or where Megatron was in the pits and he's fighting Impactor or Clone Impactor. There's the arc, because I want to see the arc. And now what I want to know is, what in the world is Galvatron doing with Megatron? And he shoves him with his hand like really far. And he's saying not to trust anyone. Definitely, he's like repeating what Megatron said, basically not to trust anyone. And I don't know, are they going for a Marvel Comics thing, especially the UK comics? That would be a nice throwback, to have both Galvatron and Megatron being separate characters. I don't know much about the UK comics, but I used to read stories and hear from other fans about the whole Galvatron and Galvatron 2, and it's interesting. I think Chris McFeely does a lot of reviews on that, as well as Rodimus Primal. So I may go back and look at their videos and just see what they say about this whole Unicron and Megatron. And of course, there's the obligatory shot of Unicron. Now, what would be nice is we get, after this trilogy, maybe we could go back to the Unicron trilogy, because they're telling the story in a different way. So we'll see. And then on these last few scenes here, Megatron is powering up, and he's got some kind of red aura. Almost looks like some Dragon Ball Z stuff. And then again, he looks like he's absorbing the power or containing that red aura or something like that, like he's channeling it. So we'll have to see. And then, of course, we see inside of Prime, there's a light, and more than likely that light is the Matrix. And of course, that means that, I guess, we're going to hear "You Got the Touch" or something like that. But yeah, you can tell he's about to get the Matrix, so maybe they go at each other. Overall, with this trailer, there's some nice clips in there, but we still don't get to see a lot of the Earth modes yet. So is this like the first few episodes? Because I'm thinking that, wait a minute, where's the Earth? Where's the Earthrise and all of this? But it could be very well that when we get down into those 6 episodes, they might show them on Earth. The pacing for the original, the last trilogy, the Siege trilogy, is still a little weird to me. But again, this is just a dissection of the important parts of the, trailer that I saw. So what are your thoughts? Leave them down in the comments below. Again, thank you for watching the video. If you like what I'm doing, please like, subscribe, and share. If not, please watch anyway. Give me a critique. I will listen to you. Have a nice night. Thank you.